The iconic Microsoft leader Bill Gates was to testify again this week, defending his company against a $1 billion lawsuit. Novell Incorporated sued Microsoft in 2004, claiming that Windows developer had tricked the competitor into huge losses. They claim that Gates fooled them into thinking that he would include their WordPerfect software with Windows 95, but backed out because it was too good. As a result, Novell had to sell WordPerfect with a $1.2 billion loss. Gates said that as Microsoft were rushing to launch Windows 95, they had to drop some technical features. That meant that the operating system would no longer support WordPerfect. He called Windows 95 the most challenging, trying project they had ever done. Gates passed the blame back to Novell, saying that they couldn't get a version of the program that was compatible with Windows 95 ready in time. He added that they felt that their Microsoft Word software was superior and that this was reflected by sales. It's hard to believe that WordPerfect once held 50% of the market for text processing software. Once Word hit the scene, this share dropped to 10%. With WordPerfect practically phased out, it's no wonder Novell will be fighting tooth and nail to win the case and $1 billion.
Last week, the European Court had ruled against forcing online providers to monitor their customers in an attempt to filter out illegal sharing of music and software. The ruling by the European Court of Justice in Luxembourg will certainly make many European internet users happy, but it won't please music, film and software copyright owners who've been trying their best to stop file sharing. Sabam, a Belgian group representing music copyright owners, sued an internet provider, Scarlet Extended, claiming that their customers were illegally downloading music files. They initially won a ruling that forced the company to install a filter, stopping song sharing. Later, the Luxembourg court had called this response disproportionate. They said the content filtering is violating the freedom to conduct business, the right to protection of personal data, and the freedom to communicate information. The court added that they wouldn't support a system which would monitor electronic communications and is applied indiscriminately to all internet providers' customers, just as a preventative measure. Consumer rights groups seem positive about this ruling. It seems that for now, internet providers will not be asked to police their customers' activity. That's a win for the common man and more headache for the corporations.
The touchpad was a disaster for HP. The company spent millions researching and developing the device. After a terrible launch, they killed the operating system and decided to stop production, leaving warehouses full of practically useless tablets. The only people who won in this scenario were the people who bought the touchpad for less than its manufacturing cost when HP decided to clear the inventory. The touchpad has already been hacked through on Google's Android, and that's another huge plus for people who were lucky enough to get a hold of one. They were sold for $99 in the US, and even the usually overpriced UK market managed to pass on the huge savings. Some shoppers could pick these babies up for under £100. While customers enjoy their new tablets, HP has reason to worry. The losses for the entire project are said to be in the hundreds of millions. Challenging iPad turned out to be an expensive learning experience. But that's not the end of the story. This week, the market research company MPD released some interesting news. According to their report, thanks to the $99 bargain basement price, HP were able to become the second best-selling tablet manufacturer. They pushed Samsung and their Galaxy Tab from the second position by a single %. The MPD Group's Stephen Baker said, if you look at the tablet market without Apple, there are a number of high-profile brands vying for that #2 spot. According to MPD's customer tracking service, 76% of consumers who purchased a non-Apple tablet didn't even consider the iPad. That's an indication that there's a large number of consumers that are looking for alternatives. The touchpad has finally become a success, although not the way HP would have hoped. We wonder, how will Amazon and the Kindle Fire factor into this statistic this time next year?